And hello there you guys, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. My name is Animal Introvert, and in this video I went to the Georgia Aquarium. Now this happened a little while ago, not a little while, quite a while ago. It was over the summer, or was it during fall? Anyway, can't remember. You might detect a slight difference in audio, and that is because, I kind of sort of broke the last microphone. So I'm getting a new one, but it just hasn't arrived yet, and I wanted to get this one out before Christmas. Because shortly after Christmas is when I'm planning on doing another video. Sorry this one took so long. So sorry, really am. But yeah, so I went to the Georgia Aquarium, and I know that this is already getting super long and super boring. Please just give me a chance, and if anything, just skip to the end of the video. Or don't, but like if you absolutely have to, if you're finding yourself super bored, skip to like the last 5-ish minutes of the video. You'll know where the start and stop point is, maybe the last 10 minutes of the video, and that will be where it's at. So let's get right into it. I've been to aquariums before, and the Georgia Aquarium is by far like one of the largest aquariums I've ever been to. It's absolutely incredible. It's a massive building, and I found it super cool. So I started off immediately in the door, they just got a sea lion tank, and I'm like, that's so cool. I find it really interesting. Not only sea lions, but also you can see the seal in there as well. You can tell the difference because the sea lions are, I think, more streamlined, and then the seals are a bit larger. But then following that, I went over, and this is like one of the first times I've ever seen an electric eel actually active and doing something. If you look on the left side of the screen, you can actually see one moving around. Yep, there they are. No, they're actually not a type of eel. I forget what they actually are, but I think it's a type of catfish. But yeah, so they're not actually eels. And I found them really cool. It was really cool to actually be able to see some moving electric eels. I've never really seen them all that active before in the local aquarium, sort of near where I live. So this was a cool experience for me, being able to see stuff like this. Following our adventure to the electric eel tank, I went over and saw their American alligators, which were right across a nice rope bridge, which unfortunately I didn't film, but you could either go on a pathway or go on this rope bridge. And I decided to do the bridge because, why not? And I just went around and looked at them all. Quite a few albino alligators, actually. I don't quite know why, but I found it really cool. And then of course you can see people in the bottom, so you can view it from the bottom. The next exhibit was their larger eel tank. And I found so many morays, and they're all so active, all these different eel types, and of course a couple of other fish in there. And I found the design of the tank pretty cool. And I really enjoyed just seeing all the different eels and their different behaviors and stuff. Again, I don't know if it's like the environment that is in the Georgia Aquarium that the Georgia Aquarium provides to its animals, but it is just so conducive to activity. You'll see more of what I mean later. Now, here we have a massive reef tank. It is like super big. I forget how many gallons, but it's so many hundreds of gallons. Oh my goodness. I love this reef wall tank so much. Actually, later on in the video, we'll get to go behind the scenes of this tank. Now, one of by far the coolest things I saw was the mantis shrimp. I have never actually seen one of these in person before, so I found this to be really cool. I love mantis shrimp. But next, it was on to the shark enclosure. They had tiger sharks, sand tiger sharks, and hammerheads, which I found very interesting. And they also had a couple of different, like white tip and black tips. But there is a sand tiger shark. The very first one you saw was a tiger shark. And then they had plenty of different sharks. Never seen a bait ball before, which I thought was really cool, right over there, kind of on the left side, and now it's gone. But I've also never seen hammerheads in person before, so I found this to be a super cool experience, getting able to see all of these things I would never really get to see where I live. So I just found it super cool. Oh my goodness, there it is. such a cool experience to walk alongside hammerheads and tiger sharks. Now this next tank was different than usual. There was a freshwater area, you know, I love the Bashirs so much. That's what that fish is that's looking at me like someone draped over their fence looking over at the neighbor or something. I don't know, weird analogy. Anyway, but I found these freshwater tanks to be pretty cool. They had some fish that I don't see very often. Now they also had these really cool ones like this one. That's just like on the surface. I forget what they're all called. Hate me in the comments. Please don't, actually. But I just found it really cool. And then they had, I think I called it a fire eel. But I found this fish so interesting. I love its way it snakes. It's so cool and so very interesting. But enough freshwater, back to the sea. Next exhibit that I went to see were some lobsters, and this was on the way. The ibises were, ibises, I don't know. These beards, ibises and storks were all on the way to the dolphins. This was so cool. I've only seen dolphins in a couple of other aquariums, so this isn't in like one other aquarium other than this one, and neither of them are close to where I live. So this was just such a cool experience for me, being able to sit and watch dolphins, and they're so playful, and you can see the intelligence, like in their eyes and in their movements, and like you can almost tell that they're trying to please the tourists and the aquarium goers. Because of like what they do, like they'll swim upside down and blow bubbles. But they were not the only cetacean to blow bubbles. Hope you enjoyed that dolphin footage. But next up, another thing I'd never seen before in person. I introduced to you the sea otter. There were like so many of them, and it was so cute. And I loved it so much. I loved every second of it. And then I saw the most active octopus I've ever seen. Yeah, that's a sentence right there. But like, this is the most active I've ever seen an octopus. I've only ever seen 2 in captivity in person, or 2 different aquariums, and this is the most active I've seen them. I guess that their designs are just so inducive of activity, much similar to these sea dragons, who, like the octopus, normally sit still a lot, but in these environments, I found them moving around a lot more. Next, I actually got to see something that you don't often see, but you might find the carcass of on the beach, the sand dollar. So that's what those are. Next, we went by and we saw some seahorses. Now, I'm kind of moving the camera fast, so you're going to kind of have to spot them quickly. Sorry about that. But next, we went to see some birds. And I find the birds really funny looking, kind of really cute. If I ever get my camera in focus, you can see that one coming into center frame. Kind of big guy. Next up, after the birds, we went back over to the tank because, as I said at the beginning, we'd be seeing the behind the scenes, and this is how they make the massive waves on the top of this dome. And it's really loud, so brace yourself, I guess. What's really cool is that also functions as their filter and aerator. But next we went over and we saw some puffins, and I loved them so much. So cute. But next we went back over and saw the sea otters again, because we were here the whole day. Like, why not go and revisit some friends? But this time we were seeing them from the top, which is a different perspective than before. Next, going back below, penguins. I love the bird exhibits so much. I find them really interesting. Now, birds aren't what I find the most interesting, but I love the diversity of views that you can get while looking at something like this. And then you can actually go up in these domes they have and look at them from their level. Now, I'm kind of tall, so I was crouching down the whole time. Wasn't all that fun for me. But now it's time for the other cetacean, the beluga whale. Now, some of y'all may not know this, but beluga whales have knees like people do. And if any of them will turn around, you'll see them if they come towards the glass. But they were also blowing bubble rings, which I found to be so cute. And then later, towards the end of the night, I stayed there the whole day. Later, towards the end of the night, well, they were all just resting, and I found it really cute that they all kind of slept together. And they just floated at the surface, breathing at their leisure. But yeah, so I captured them blowing bubble rings a few times, and I just found it so funny and so cute. And they like do this thing where they rub up against the glass, and I find that cute too. But the knees are kind of weird. Also, that big dome they have on the top of their head, they use that for echolocating. So that big cranium of theirs is actually soft and gelatinous. Not that I got to go in and touch it, but yeah, it's all jiggly. It's like fatty tissue. But anyways, enough of me. I'll let you enjoy the rest of the footage. next up, it was back to some warmer tropical waters where we saw some lionfish, and then it got colder again abruptly as the lobster was struggling to climb, I guess? I don't know. Back to warmth again. This is actually another bit of behind the scenes. This is a really big hermit crab, like a really big hermit crab, as well as some other fish that they don't have on display, but they have backstage because, you know, well, I don't know, actually. But next, it's time for the biggest attraction, the whale shark tank. And oh my gosh, was this tank cool. I loved this tank so much. I came back to this tank probably 5 times and spent like at least 5 minutes just sitting and staring at it all of those times. Like when the aquarium was closing, like we got there at opening and we stayed there till it closed. Like it was a good like 12 hours, almost 12 hours. But now for some more behind the scenes, we actually went up top of the tank and we got to look down at them. So there's some of your whale sharks. They had a couple of whale sharks, and the story on how they actually got them over to America is actually pretty cool. And if you all would like, I can tell you that story in a separate video. Just leave your suggestion in the comment section if you would like to see that. But now not only did they have whale sharks, but also a multitude of manta rays, some pretty big groupers, and quite the array of stingrays actually, as well as a sawfish. Either that or was a guitarfish. Either way, super cool animal. And a lot of people think that the nose is actually called a rostrum. People think that the rostrum is actually used for self-defense, and it is, but it's also used for attacking prey, and it is covered in highly sensitive organs. The shark's like sixth sense, sixth sense. We have 5, right? Yeah, 5. We have 5. Yeah. It's like their sixth sense. You know how like sharks can detect stuff, like hammerheads can detect stuff under the sand? Well, they have that, but just on a really big rostrum. But anyways, now I'll go ahead and let you enjoy the rest of this footage without me.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all hopefully been waiting for, or perhaps skipped to from the beginning of the video. I'd like to take you all on a journey, the entire reason why I came to this tank in the first place, to dive beneath the waves and swim in the most popular fish tank in the entirety of Georgia Aquarium. The big one, the multi-million gallon whale shark tank. So join me below the surface.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. It took way too long to make, and I procrastinate way too much. But still, thank you all so much for joining me on this magical journey into the Ocean Voyager fish tank at the Georgia Aquarium. It was just such an incredible visit. Man, I'm gonna have to go back someday. That's all I can say, is that someday I'm gonna have to go back. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you for sticking around. Hopefully, man, I hope you all enjoyed this video. It took me, like I already said, I procrastinated making it way too long. It didn't even take me that long to make this video. And again, sorry for the change in audio quality. I know it might not be as good, seeing as, you know, no microphone, no proper microphone. But still, I'd just like to thank you all for joining me here on this magical journey. And if you enjoyed the video, well, please go ahead and pop on down below and hit that like button, because I for sure enjoyed this experience. Man. But again, thank you all so much for watching. And if you want to see more from me, you can go ahead and go down there while you're down there liking the video and hit that subscribe button. That'll let you know. And then hit the bell icon and turn notifications on. That'll let you know when me and my sporadic self actually upload the video, because I have no schedule and I should get one. But again, thank you all so much for checking in. Please comment down below what kind of other stuff you'd like me to do. Maybe not as big as this, but you know, not as big as this or like the cruise, the last video. But please go on down below and, you know, suggest something. And also, please share this video. I'm sitting at a cool around 120 subscribers right now, and I've been on the platform for a few years. And it'd just mean the world to me if you all could spread the word that there's this small YouTuber doing big things, hanging out with and swimming with sea turtles in the Georgia Aquarium. whilst filming. But thank you all so much, really, for watching the video. I can't express enough how much I enjoyed making it and doing the things that I did in this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And watch it out.